Hello everyone, I hope you had a very much quite a wonderful day and also very quite a blessed weekend indeed, guys. I'm very quietly so superly grateful for all of you guys, as in literally so superly grateful for all of you guys, especially for you guys who are also subscribing in my YouTube channel, and for those of you in shorts and long videos, and for those of you from TikTok who are also commenting and also subscribing as well. It means completely a lot to me, guys. I'm so truly grateful, guys, for your support, and I truly appreciate it as well. Keep continuing to stick with me on my journey. Oh, one more thing. I actually uploaded the pictures about my characters to you guys in TikTok, and I'll give those of you guys in YouTube some sort of pictures as well. I'll try to find a way to actually upload them as well, just for you guys to see the characters as well. But for the time being, you can go into TikTok and see those pictures. Those are the pictures of the characters that I'm talking about in each episode, and you guys can actually compare them in each episode that I actually just spoke about them. But despite that, guys, I all hope you have a blessed day and a quite of a very much of a beautiful day either way. I appreciate of your support. Please continue to stick with me on my journey. It means a lot to me. Enjoy your day and have a blessed week. As you can see, guys, today's day is quite beautiful, sunny and skyy and all of that, and the sun's quite up, but it's still quite cold. I know that I should have actually wore warm, but I was actually trying to look for a suitable jersey and also quite a jacket just to actually wear warm, but there was no time for that because time is quietly running out and my battery is gonna completely run low. So I had to exactly shoot right now. But regardless of that, guys, please continue to stick with me. Your support means a lot to me. To all of you guys, stay well and have a blessed week and enjoy yourselves and take care of yourself as well. Love you so much. So let's continue. On today's episode, we're to speak about Zach. We're to speak about James, who is a super villain and a left hand man of Lord Justin's empire. To which I actually spoke about in a previous episode. This time we're going to actually continue it. James is actually from the Harvican core empire. James is actually from the Harvican core empire, which is a very very quietly formidable empire of the great evil alien conquerors that I actually told you about, who are very powerful, who are very powerful sadistic race of alien conquerors, and a very quietly highly sophisticated and great advancable technology with the sole goal of conquering many worlds and planets and universes across the entire known universe, to which also quietly brings them in frequent confrontation with the Phoenician hunters and with the great Phoenician hunters and with the other powerful primitive species of the sacred universes as well. Despite this, James is quietly very loyal to Lord Justin as his left hand man, and he is willing to do whatever it takes that Lord Justin remains the sole superior ruler of the known universe and the rest of sacred existence. Due to his loyalty and due to him being highly obligated by him, he will always remain loyal to him as well, and is quietly very fond of him. Lord Justin quietly knows about James's past and his connection to his people known as the Harvican Core Empire, and that he's still loyal to Lord Harvican Core, to Lord Harvick himself, who is the most powerful lord and leader of the Harvican Core Empire itself. And he's well aware that his loyalties are both from his true lords and masters, and that he's willing to serve them both no matter what. So let's continue on after 3 whole years, James has already completed his given assignment assigned by Lord Justin to conquering many known 12 star systems, to which he did it with an ace. By doing so, James has managed to grant Lord Justin the power and the ability to conquering vast civilization and highly vast civilization, also gratefully, many advanced civilization throughout the entire known universe, spreading his reign and his power and his entire glory throughout many known star systems. During so within those 3 years, James exactly completed the given task that he was quietly assigned to, and he returned to Lord Justin. He returned to Lord Justin's central headquarters of his empire and exactly told him that he has completed his given journey. He completed his given task that it was quietly granted for, that it was actually quietly granted for 3 years, and that he manages to complete it with one fell swoop. At this end, Lord Justin exactly told James that his loyalty and his greatest determination and his greatest commitment to his mission and to his goal made him the right choice and the right candidate to choosing him as his left hand man, meaning he has to always be by his side, no matter what. At this rate, James accepted the proposition in remaining by Lord Justin's hand, by Lord Justin's left-hand man, and he agreed that he'll do so by any means necessary, as long as he remains loyal to him and quietly obligated by him, to which Lord Justin already reassured James that he is already completely trustworthy of his loyalty and of his allegiance to him and of his and also of his empire. With that being said, James has completely decided to remain by Lord Justin's side until then, and until since on then. On the actual day of the 25th of March, James exactly remained by Lord Justin's side, until then, on the central headquarters of Lord Justin's empire, to where the warlord of Lord Justin's empire exactly reported to him and exactly told him that many other fleets and occupational empire or many other occupational planets are starting to fight back due to the universal heroes bringing hope and inspiration and glory and everything else and great hope towards the entire known universe and towards many other star systems as well. Lord Justin quietly seems a bit highly distraught, understanding that his former teammates and the rest of his former members are still exactly the same people as he left them as he left them and as he quietly defected from the team of the Universal Heroes, understanding that they are too powerful together and are also quietly too stronger together, not to be underestimated and not to be quietly to be taken lightly. At this rate, James exactly volunteered to the mission in order to take care of the Universal Hero problems and to deal with it himself personally, to which he has managed to gain the experience and the expertise to dealing with his master's former team, and was able to gain an understanding of their abilities and how they all work together as one. Lord Justin exactly told James that he needs him by his side, but he quietly realized that James was quietly right. He must actually take decisive action in order to neutralizing the threat before it can spring an uprising of many rebellious worlds and star systems that are willing to fight back up against Lord Justin's reign, to which it'll create a weakened point throughout his empire, that which he cannot afford to happen, and that will only make his top competitors, known as Lord Dark Master and Lord Winter and Lord Shadowjack and all the other evil, sinister lords and leaders of their own respective worlds and empires, will soon begin taking control over those star systems, during the chaos and the havoc that the rebellion and the other forces of Lord Justin's fleet are beginning to wage war against each other. After that, James quietly agreed that he'll deal with the threat personally and that he'll personally himself execute it, as long as he has all the backup and all the resources he needs to deal with it effectively immediately. Lord Justin quietly assigned James that he must make sure that he must never underestimate the threat and the power and the capability that his former teammates actually do possess, to which he agreed then that will not precisely happen as well. On the actual 19th of April, James exactly returned to the actual star systems known as the 82 star systems, to which were quietly, mercilessly conquered by the warlords and commanders of Lord Justin's empire, to which he returned there, and he discovered that the members of the United Heroes and the members of the Four Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition and the Revolution of the Rebellion were actually fighting up against the monsters of the Dark Dimension, who were the very quietly the problem from the very beginning. Since I actually told you about the monsters of the Dark Dimension, guys, the monsters of the Dark Dimension actually invaded the 92 star systems and beginning releasing havoc and beginning creating havoc and carnage upon its wake, destroying everything in its sight. More chaos and more destructive chaos and destruction reign upon the 92 star systems, as the United Heroes and as the Phoenician hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition tried as best as possible in order to quell the chaos and the havoc from growing more and more and more and more destructive and more powerful destructive before it can completely lay waste to all the other 92 star systems. At this rate, James exactly decided it is best to monitor the battle from the far distance in order to understand the capacity between two sides that are completely at war, so that he can exactly see what was the gap and where is the loophole he can precisely take advantage of when the enemy's weakness has been exploited or either been taken advantage to which it will precisely work for him to attack where no one will be able to see it or quietly not able to see it coming. On the actual 28th of May, James exactly remained within his battle cruiser fleet, watching through the monitors of the entire worlds and planets, still under havoc and under tremendous havoc of the monsters of the dark dimension, as the United Heroes and the Phoenician Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition and the rest of the other sister worlds and planets fought up against them and managed to defeat them and managed to vanquish them, banishing them straightly back into the dark dimension to where they precisely came from as well. To which James exactly began to realize that there is, after all, a loophole to win, and it is at its best for him to gain a very powerful, sinister, ancient object that can grant him the key and a power to level the playing field as well. On the actual 18th of June, James exactly traveled into the sacred magic dimensions ocean known as the sacred oceans, which are quietly on a different parts of the entire sacred magic dimensions, to which there are many mystical magical dimensions. Some are quietly the infinite dimensions, others are quietly the outworld dimensions, some are quietly the peaceful dimensions, the army, the arc universe, and the arc dimension, and the red dimension, and the skull dimension, and the unknown dimension, and the space dimension, time dimension, all the other dimensions, to which he exactly decided it's best that he goes down there in order to grabbing a peaceful ancient weapon that he can wield and control by himself as well. To which he traveled within those dimensions, and he spent many days and years, as time is different from the other worlds and from the other civilizations and from the other universes and from the other star systems and from the other dimension. Time literally goes quicker and very quietly quicker within the other dimension, and he's quietly in, and the more he quietly spends more time there, the more effectiveness the time will actually continue to grow and more quicker than ever before as well. On the actual day of the 17th of July, James exactly still was inside the other dimension as he fought up against monsters, creatures, beings, and all of them, until he discovered that the witch hunters were in those dimensions searching for the object. He was searching for. He was searching for the ancient sword known as the Golden Sword, which possesses tremendous greater power than the Shadow Sword, than the Light Sword, than any other ordinary ancient weapon itself. The Golden Sword is more powerful because it comes from the Golden Universe. As I told you before, the objects of the Golden Universe do actually come from the Golden Universe itself. They actually were passed down through many other known descendants, and those descendants actually come from the sacred universe. So in doing so, the followers and the other members of the other great Phoenician hunter families possess those objects and those weapons, and they manage to make sure that those objects and those weapons will actually remain concealed and not to be undiscovered by any being or any threat. But throughout the following centuries, some sinister forces and beings began researching them, began trying to understand their power and their capabilities and what they can exactly use for, and their sole purpose and their sole mission as well. In that very quality of the end, James exactly remains within the shadows of these dimensions until he discovered that the witch hunters were quietly completely searching for the golden sword that he was after as well. On the 23rd of August, James exactly followed the witch hunters as they actually discovered the golden sword was quietly inside of a skeleton, was quietly inside of a huge dragon skeleton, of a huge dragon skeleton itself, buried and literally kept and protected by dark magic, imperial dark magic, as in highly degraded and more ancient, powerful, civilized dark magic, as in the word means imperial, solely powerful and highly deadly to its greatest core. The dark magic is very powerful that even the witch hunters, by charting the skeleton of the dragon itself, literally sprung a purple, blue, a purple, powerful, a purple, colorful white, a purple, violet, colorful white of dark magic, resembling that it's powerful to its core. The witch hunters exactly tried to performing a ritual in order to removing the dark protective dark arts that was actually protecting the golden sword. They quietly succeeded though, but James exactly took the opportunity in order to fight up against them and was able to break the dragon skeleton and obtain the sword. Doing so activated the sword's power and its true ownership and leadership directly to James as well, as James exactly showed the witch hunters that he is also the next worthiest above them all. In doing so, he told them that he would not decimate them, but instead he vanished within the shadows, undetected and unknown and unnoticed as well. On the 13th of September, James exactly returned to the 92 star systems, and he discovered that the monsters of the dark dimension have hereby been vanquished and have been completely been vanquished and now are no more, as the United Heroes and the rest of the Phoenician Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition work together to fighting up against the rogue, evil Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, as they completely able to do so. And James exactly took liberty to take charge of the chaos in order to demonstrate his power and his capability. He returned straightly into the sister alien world's jungle and forest, to where he demonstrated his power of the sword that he was quietly wielding. The members of the United Heroes fought up against James, and so did the Phoenician Hunters, but the battle between them lasted and lasted for days and for days and for days and for days and for days until James exactly won, and the United Heroes were forced to withdraw from the battle, leaving James to create nothing but a detonation bomb that destroyed the planet and all the other and all the other sister worlds within the destruction of the chaos as well, and in the process as well. On the actual 18th of October, James exactly revealed a hologram to Lord Justin as he bowed down to him within his central headquarters, telling him that he destroyed the planets, which he knew that there will actually come complications and collateral damage in the process of trying to reclaiming it, due to the United Heroes' resilience and their persistence, and the Phoenician Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition, who tried with all their might and their power to actually preventing him from conquering the planet itself. Lord Justin exactly told James that those 92 star systems were, after all, a loose end, and that there was only one way to sort that loose end out, that the only way for them to actually sort out the loose end was for them to completely destroy and annihilate those worlds, in order to preventing more further interference and more further disturbance. But either way, Lord Justin exactly told James that he's giving him a new assignment, a very powerful and a very intriguing assignment. It's for him to wipe out and remove those who do not follow him and those who do not believe in his reign and is fully of his allegiances. That by doing so, they must be forced to bow down. That is his new task from now on out. As James miraculously agreed, and that is exactly what will happen as well. On the actual 26th of November, James exactly returned to the Shadow Empire homeland, which was a sacred land that had many dark worlds and many dark star system, dark worlds and planets, which is after all the ancestral homeland of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, before the original Lord of Magic ruled it and took over it and used its cosmic dark resources for his own ancient machinations, because the ancestors still ruled and commanded the Shadow Empire before the original Lord of Magic actually took control of it. And after Shadow, the founder and leader of the Shadow Empire, left and literally disappeared for many centuries without saying anything else, the Shadow Empire Council and all the others agreed together that one of their own people would take control of the empire. But there are many more secrets about the Shadow Empire, guys. Many more secrets, which I will soon start revealing them to you. So you actually better keep still tuning on, because there are many thousand many new characters and powerful old and greater sinister villains that I'm about to bring them to life to you, and you guys better still keep tuning on because it's about to get a hell of interesting. Either way, James exactly returned to the Shadow Empire homeland, ancestral land, which was one of the dark worlds and planets that they actually managed to rule for many centuries, and for many millennia. It had ancient statues of the previous Shadow Empire warlords and commanders. One of the most fierce. One statue representing the power of being fierce, one representing the power of being ambitious, one representing the power of being dedicated, the other representing the power of being a greater philosopher and a greater strategist and a greater powerful ideology as well. And the last one representing the power of being a highly super strategist and a greater tactician, highly adaptable and highly evolving to its greatest capacity of the Shadow Empire, to which they always viewed the way of perfection and the way of great art of combat with the power of thinking and with the power of high improvisation as well. To which the statues were completely around the entire ancestral land itself, and all over around them there are many more others within the other parts of the ancestral land as well, which there were completely different types of monsters and creatures about them as well. Either way, James exactly revealed himself to the top ladder of the chairs, to where the great flame, to where the great powerful flame of the next Shadow Empire leader or new Lord of Magic will ascend, and exactly told the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders it's time for them to soar allegiances to Lord Justin or suffer the consequences. The Shadow Empire warlords and commanders refused that, as they exactly told James that they'll never bow down to Lord Justin, that they are the rightful rulers of the Shadow Empire, and it will stay that way, and it will also remain that way, no matter what. Despite that, the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders fell to deaf ears, not realizing that James possesses a newfound might of power, as James began to demonstrate his power and his capabilities towards the Shadow Empire warlords, as by decimating them with the power of gold, bright light gold power, to where the golden sword was quietly held at the back of him, as he kept it right at the back of him. In doing so, it created a powerful symbiotic bond between the ownership and the leadership with the sword, merging his DNA with the sword's power and its greater invincibility as well at that time as well, to which granted him the powers that he needed to fight up against the opponents and the obstacles that would actually prove a threat to Lord Justin's reign, to which he decimated some of the other Shadow Empire warlords and left some to watch how powerful Lord Justin is and how very dangerous he will become as well. The other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders bowed down to James and exactly saw their allegiance to Lord Justin, as James exactly told them that Lord Justin's reign is about nothing but fairness and nothing about the power of unification, and for that he needs them all at his sides, and for doing so he will grant them and reward them with the most precious reward that no one has ever been offered, the reward of being independent and being highly motivated to pursuing their goals and their dream in a very high precise way and educated way, to which that is what James exactly referred to the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, to which they all precisely agreed in doing that as well. On the actual 14th of December, James exactly remained within his actual central headquarters of the other star systems, which were quietly unknown, to where he housed the powerful ship of a central headquarters that's actually traveling throughout the entire known universe, where the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, where the other one approached him and exactly told him that the United Heroes are becoming a problem and that they must find a way to deal with them rapidly. They must find a way to deal with them completely before they destroy everything that Lord Justin represents and completely stands for. To where James precisely agreed with the Shadow Empire warlords that he has an idea that he must now put on to a good start, which will actively be activated now more than ever as well. On the actual 19th of January, James and the other members of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders held up a video conference as James exactly held up a video conference with the other sinister operative that he's been highly secretly in contact with, and exactly told him that it's time for them to move forward with the final activity, to which he praised him and thanked him for his great work and for his higher commitment, stating to the operative that he and the rest of his team that are trying to annihilate the members of the World Heroes and the members of the Universal fire heroes quietly did a brilliant job despite that the heroes survived, but the top competitors did not exactly survive due to the explosion being destroyed of the headquarters himself. And in doing so, he told the operative that he will soon recognize his place within the entire empire and that he'll be granted many more things that can never be ungiven or literally be taken away from him, to which they will know the true depths of Lord Justin's true committee and true ruling and understanding of its capabilities, and through his superiority might of being the worthiest and most powerful supreme ruler and leader of the entire known universe as well. To which the Shadow Empire warlord agreed, to which the operative agreed, and that is exactly what he'll continue doing as well. On the 10th, on the actual 10th of February, the operatives and all the other agents in the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders were quietly armed and heavily armed with destructive and compatible, highly advanced technology, highly advanced Shadow Empire technology, and James was quietly with them and highly present with them as he exactly told them it's time for them to begin the interception once and for all, to which they all precisely agreed. They all exactly invaded the entire white powerful sacred summit, to where all the white council leaders and council members of the Four Nation Hunters were all about to meet each other, where James exactly demonstrated his power and his great ability by destroying one and exactly told the white council they must submit to Lord Justin's rule or suffer the consequences. They all refused, and in doing so, they called for backup as the members of the World Heroes and the members of the United Heroes exactly intercepted the threat, as they always knew that the force of evil would after all take advantage of the summit in order to using its power and its greater liberation to demonstrate their power and their greatest movements as well in the process. To that end, Animal Boy fought up against James. Animal Boy fought completely up against James, literally trying to taking him down and literally trying to overthrow him, as he realized that James was possessing a powerful ancient mystical weapon, as James completely overpowered him and told Animal Boy that he must never underestimate his enemies or his opponents. To that end, one of the other members of the World Heroes took the sword from the back of James, literally grabbed the sword from James's back, and the sword completely turned into stone, proving that only the worthiest one with the most darkest and most powerful hearts can wield it. Not the ones with the purest of heart cannot exactly wield it. To that end, the sword literally completely turned itself into stone, demonstrating its power and its ownership and its completely bonded connection to its current leader and to its current companion as well. To where James completely pulled the sword with his retractive power that the sword has given him. The sword gave him mysterious, powerful, formidable abilities, to which I won't be able to tell you, but I will tell you soon. Which he was able to do that, and using the sword to wipe out and decimate as much enemy. He told the Shadow Empire warlord and commander that the task and the mission has been done, that there's nothing they can do. All they have to do is disappear. To which he put the sword and plunged it on the ground, creating nothing but a bright golden yellow light, demonstrating the disappearance within the cause of the attack of the summit. The members of the World Heroes and the members of the United Heroes and the members of the Four Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition Elders and the White Council, whose some exactly survived during the attack and the assault of James's forces, exactly talked to each other and agreed that they must exactly literally meet up with all the other consuls of all the other powerful dimensions throughout the sacred great nations and throughout the other powerful magical worlds and dimensions, and all, especially within the 7 Nation Hunters, 6, 100, and 12 Nation Hunters, 200, 20, 10,000, all of them completely, that it's time for them to put their differences aside and work together. Otherwise, the forces of evil will completely destroy them and destroy everything that they completely stand for. And the legacy that they are trying to maintain will completely be burned to the ground and turn into nothing but ashes, to where they all completely agree. And that is exactly what they must do as well. On the actual 25th of March, James exactly returned to Lord Justin's central headquarters, to where Lord Justin was completely watching, observing his entire empire and fleet from the observant room, from the completely of the deck, from the deck of his central headquarters, watching his entire empire and all of his forces working together, as James exactly told Lord Justin that the threat had become highly unpredictable, and he did not underestimate that the world heroes and the members of the United Heroes and of the Four Nation Hunters would completely work together. Lord Justin exactly told James that he's not exactly despised, not exactly quite discouraged or anything, as he told James that he knew that it would happen. But despite that, it gave Lord Justin the upper hand, that he needed to know that the White Council are now completely working together with the Four Nation Hunter Elders of the Intergalactic Coalition, to which he needed to make sure that they are completely in full collaboration together. To which Lord Justin exactly told them it's time for them to make a deal with a new formidable ally and a newest partner, to which he's agreed to give them an upper landing hand, to which James precisely agreed on that as well. On the 20th of April, James completely returned to the Dark Crystal Temple as he met up with Warlord Starr, who is a high-ranking official of the Star Empire, and exactly told Warlord Starr that they do have to work together and they do share a common interest with the enemies, and that they're willing to give each other information and greater collaborativity, to which Warlord Starr told James that his leader has agreed to exactly see reasoning with Lord Justin's reign, that they do share a common enemy and a common interest, and he's willing to make sure that their goals are fully finalized and they're willing to bear fruit no matter what. To which James agreed with Warlord Starr that they're very happy to have made a powerful ally and a newest partner with the Star Empire, to which both powerful high-ranking officials and the most trusted, worthiest of all the others, shook hands together, remarking of their friendship and of their unity and of their full collaboration together, which means, in other words, they are hereby partners officially, and there's nothing that can completely tear it down, as Warlord Starr reassured James that his master would deliver, and James also reassured Warlord Starr that his master and Lord will also deliver the exact same thing as he did to him many years ago as well, to which both of them agreed that they hereby partner, and that their partnership is charged by their due of their benevolence and their completely loyalty to one of their leaders, and that makes them stronger and the empires quietly highly stronger and more highly invincible than ever before. Due to that, they do share common interests and they understand each other precisely as well. On the actual day of the 27th of May, James exactly was completely present, standing beside Lord Justin as the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders exactly talked about an idea of attacking the members of the United Heroes, to which at that precise time the members of the Universal Heroes and the members of the Universal Space Heroes were completely working together on another different star system, trying to saving it from the clutches of the most deadliest creatures of the entire sacred magic universe as well at that time, to which the operation quietly took a huge blank slate, to where Lord Justin exactly explained to his warlords and commanders that the precise attack will be quietly needed, but they need a highly motivated attack that can draw the forces completely out of hiding, to which you can work for both ways as well. On the 19th of June, James exactly completed, met up with Warlord Starr and with his secret society on an ancient dark crystal temple, to where the location of it was completely in a hidden dark world, in a hidden dark powerful colonized cities and worlds that the Red Empire has managed to control and also rule with brutal force and with brutal ruthlessness, which means, in other words, that there are no leaders and no monarchy, and that the entire civilization and of all the unknown nations are completely in charge of themselves, but the domestic forces still respect the Red Empire law and its true leadership and its true ruling and its power as well, to where James was able to meet up with the members of the secret shadowy conspiracy group that Warlord Starr has formed over the following centuries, and exactly told them that he's very pleased to be part of this group and part of the organization, as he exactly told the group that he will give them and provide them his resources and everything else he needs. Warlord Starr exactly reassured James that the group has all the necessary things that they need. All they need now is for them to move forward with the next phase of the objective of the plan, to which is highly crucial and very highly inevitable for them to proceeding on with the next step, to which James completely agreed, and that is exactly what Lord Justin was expecting for all these centuries, something very highly good and very highly development that can push the boundaries of the new opportunity of the entire sacred universe to his odds, to where the others precisely agreed. Then let them begin with the operation, as they all precisely agreed on that as well. Despite this, guys, Lord Justin is very ruthless, powerful, merciless, powerfully merciless, and highly skilled, exceptionally very quietly skilled in intelligence, super strategist, tactician. He's extremely immortal, very powerful due to his own gravity, also very skillful in swordsmanship, wielding many swords, weapons, blades, and different types of weapon, which makes him a highly specialist in all different types of weapons as well. Extremely highly good marksmanship, very good with the superpower of super strength, super speed, super strength, enhanced agility, durability, vulnerability, and the power of great regenerative healing, super thinking, the power of camouflage, mind controlling, hypnosis, wielding ancient objects and weapons, completely toughly level intellect, highly resourceful, also powerfully and greater influential. Thanks to James, that Lord Justin's reign and rule remains highly superior and highly powerful. It is due to James being his left hand man that his right hand man also remains by his side, that his empire still has maintained its status quo, being the sole superior ruling empire across the entire history of the Shadow Empire. Despite that, Lord James is quietly new at the ruling, but doing so, he manages to gain and rose to the occasion with fast pace, without anyone else or anything else standing in his way. And in doing so, he manages to gain an army of Shadow Empire warlords, an army of mercenaries, assassins, operatives, ones that are quietly closer to the solar system, and some who within humanity, some powerful super criminals and super villains who within humanity who are also working for him within the shadows and able to conspire with his left, right hand man as well. Due to that, James has quietly formed a powerful partnership with Warlord Star, who is also a high-ranking warlord and a commander of the Star Empire, to which I previously told you about. Due to this, Warlord Star has given him the recognition, and James has also quietly given Warlord Star the recognition that they both deserve, and that the both of them have quietly worked completely so hard for their recognition and for them to make sure that their names are quietly highly deserved, ranked for their great devotion to their leaders and masters. James completely respects Lord Justin, and he completely respects Lord Harvick, and he was willing to do to make sure that the Harvick core and Lord Justin's empire remains powerful and highly invincible and highly stronger to its greatest potent power. Due to this, he does possess the power of forming formidable, powerful alliances with the most dangerous super criminals, super villains, deadliest dark magic users, druids, witches, fateful, unknown creatures, powerful, sinister forces of warlords and commanders as well, even becoming a newest member of a shadowy conspiracy group of a society of supervillains that Warlord Star has managed to reassemble and reformed after all these centuries and years that it's been kept down and operating within the shadows as well. Due to this, they provide each other with intelligence and with information, and the group itself gives the other members greater information. Due to this, they all highly respect each other, and they all completely learn to appreciate one another. Due to this, they also share a common interest and a common goal, and it is thanks to Warlord Star that they're able to form powerful, formidable connections with other powerful super villains and greater formidable opponents and enemies who also understand their positioning and their concerns as well. James is so loyal to Warlord Star and the group that he quietly formed, and that he's a completely member of the group itself, and that his loyalty to Lord James, to Lord Justin, and to Lord Harvick remains the same, unchallenged and unrevoked. He's very devoted and he's very highly obligated to his masters and to their leadership, and he's willing to make sure that their plans will successfully bear fruit. He has a huge fleet of battle cruisers, hot air balloons, and also powerful, highly advanced airship fleet, powerful, dangerous mercenaries and assassins, and greater evil individual, greater